All right, so you're wondering what it really costs to live in Los Angeles, California. Well, in this video, I'm gonna share 7 expenses, and a few I'll use my own actual bills to show you exactly what it's like to live here in LA. Now, my number 5, you're probably gonna laugh at, but you'll see why it's important in a minute. Let's get into it right now. In this show, I give you tips, tricks, and insight on how to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in Southern California. If that sounds like something you are interested in, please hit that subscribe button. Make sure you ring that bell so you're notified when I upload future editions onto YouTube. Now, my team and I, we're getting calls from people just like you all over the place who want to move to Los Angeles. So if you're looking to relocate and you want to know what it's like to live, eat, work, and play here in the LA metro area, please give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, however you want to get in contact with us. We got your back. We're moving to Southern California. Now, the first thing I'm going to talk about is the elephant in the room. We're going to talk about housing. And in real estate, you probably heard the term location, location, location. That goes whether you're buying or you're renting. So let's talk about renting. Now, about 2/3 of LA residents are renters. And with that being said, there's not a lot of vacancy here. And because there's not a lot of vacancy, it's pushed rental rates up drastically. So not only is home ownership unaffordable, sometimes renting is just as unaffordable as actually buying a house. But there are some great places that you can live for a fraction of the cost. So think about going out into the valley, someplace like Van Nuys or North Hollywood for that fact. You can get a 1-bedroom apartment for roughly $1,500 to $2,000 per month, depending on the amenities and where you are again. But if you're in LA Metro, a 1-bedroom can easily hit you $1,800 to $2,000 per month, especially if you're gonna be on the west side. So again, if you're on a budget, I will look for someplace in the valley, North Hollywood, someplace like that. If home ownership is up your alley, keep in mind that our median home prices have soared over $700,000 over the last couple of months. But there are some places that are just outside kind of the LA metro area that are still affordable. You can get some places that are under $600,000 if you go out to Laverne, Norwalk, Bell Gardens, Pico Rivera, even Whittier, which is expanding rapidly right now. So those prices might not stay there as they are right now, but those places are still affordable. So you want to keep these things in mind when you're thinking about how you're going to budget for your housing expenses when living in Los Angeles. Next is utilities. Now, because LA has moderate temperatures, you may be able to save as it relates to your utility bills, especially your heating expenses, compared to some of the other parts of the country. So here, it's wintertime right now. I think temperatures have been hovering around 50 degrees at night, but in the daytime, we get up to 70 degrees. So you're probably not going to use your heat a lot. It'll save you some money. The average utility bills for Angelenos hovers around $130 per month. That's roughly about what we pay. It's probably been a little bit higher just because it's been colder here in these winter months. If 50 or 60 degrees is what you would consider winter, depending on where you come from. So just keep that in mind, that it's probably gonna hover somewhere around there. And I know in other parts of the country, like say for instance, like Arizona or Texas, during the summertime, your electricity bills can skyrocket because you're probably gonna have the AC on almost all day long. Well, you won't need that here. It typically gets hot, really hot, sometime around late August, September-ish, and then it cools back down, of course, as we head into the fall. But if you're in the valley, you're definitely gonna want some AC because it gets hot out there. Next, we're gonna talk about food, and just a word of advice, don't eat out every night. You'd be best served to purchase your food at the grocery store and then just cook it when you get home. Now, our grocery store prices are a little bit higher compared to other cities in the nation. In fact, my wife, when she moved here, she had moved here from Virginia, and she was shocked because a dozen eggs in Virginia cost about 99 cents compared to $2.99 here in Los Angeles. But there are discount grocery stores here, such as Aldi's, Food for Less, even the 99-cent store, and they have a vast selection of foods. Some of these grocery stores are what I would call kind of brand knockoffs from other chains, and sometimes they will stock the shelves with things that are expired or expiring. So just make sure that you check the label before you put it in the grocery basket. Just a word of caution. trust me. But you can definitely find healthier choices at places like Trader Joe's, which is not as expensive as going to Whole Paycheck. Sorry, I mean Whole Foods. Now, when I looked it up, the average family of 4 spends somewhere around $1,000 per month on groceries. Who eats that much? But whatever. We budgeted $300 per month. Now, keep in mind, we have a family of 4, 2 children, ages 6 and 4. They are not yet eating us out of house and home, but our youngest is built like a football player. So I think by the time they reach their teens, our grocery bill probably will double. And I'm not looking forward to that. Fourth thing I'm going to talk about is transportation. Now, LA is spread out, so you're either going to need a car or a Metro Pass. Now, a 30-day Metro Pass is going to cost you $100 per month. Now, if you're a vet or a senior or a student, it's probably going to be a little cheaper, but just budget in about $100 per month. Now, this will take you pretty much anywhere you need to go around the city, and you'll use something that's called a tap card. All you do is get on the train, you tap it, boom, you're in there. Now, you can pretty much get anywhere, but your tap card may not be used on every bus. So go to tap2go.net and plan your trip before you leave, because you would hate to get on the bus and tap your card and it doesn't work and you need money and you don't have bus fare. That would absolutely suck. So make sure you go to tap2go.net and check your route before you're leaving. Now, if you opt for a car, your main expenses are going to be gas and car insurance. Now, in California, every driver is required to have car insurance, liability insurance at 15, 30, and 5. Now, those are bodily injury per person, bodily injury per accident, and property damage. So we have some of the lowest minimums in the nation. But if you get in an accident, that might not be enough to cover it. We have a 2018 Kia Sorento and we finance it, so we had to get full coverage on the vehicle. I think we pay about $220 per month. I just paid it for 6 months straight because we got a good rate. I wanted to lock it in. I didn't want to have to worry about it month after month after month. And we got a little bit of a discount by prepaying it that way. So keep that in mind. If you are actually the owner of your car, meaning you're not financing it, you can just get the regular liability insurance. But keep in mind, just as I told you, if you get in an accident, it may not be enough to cover the damage to your car, the other car, or liability from a bodily harm perspective for the person you may have injured in an accident. So just keep that in mind. Now, California gas is really expensive. We are probably one of the highest in the nation. Part of that is due to the gas tax that's placed on the money that you pay when you go to the pump. And there's a lot of people who are opting for hybrids or electronic vehicles so they don't have to pay the exorbitant amount of money that it takes to fill up your car once you go to the gas station. And just know, because our traffic is so stop and go, that the gas mileage on your car that you may see at the dealership is probably not what you're going to get on regular street driving here in Los Angeles. Again, you can opt for a Metro Pass, but you're probably going to need a car to get around. And speaking of getting around, I would like you to get around that mouse or that keyboard. Make sure that you smash that like button, because it lets YouTube know that you are enjoying this content. And hopefully they will push it out to other people who will enjoy the content. So thank you for hitting that like button. Now here's my number 5, and please don't laugh, but it's water. I swore before I moved out here that I would never drink the water. If you've ever seen the movie Erin Brockovich, you'll understand why. Erin Brockovich was a true life story about a utility company who essentially poisoned the water in this small town in California with something called chromium-6. Yep, it was right there in the drinking water. So is it like that today? Probably not, but I don't want to be on the investigating committee. So as a result, I don't drink water from the tap. I have water delivered to my house. Call it bougie if you want, but after seeing that movie, I was tainted from drinking the tap water. No pun intended. So to have water delivered, we pay anywhere between $40 and $80 a month. And it really depends on whether everybody's home, which because of COVID we are right now. And if we're working out, obviously we need to hydrate more, so we're drinking more water at home. Now you can always refill an empty jug at one of the grocery stores like Ralph's, and I think to refill a 5-gallon jug costs about $1 and some change, anywhere between $1.35 and maybe $1.50-ish, but you're going to need to actually cap it off because you're going to have to store it someplace, right? So you can either use saran wrap, or they have these disposable caps that they sell on Amazon.com. It can be a great way to save you money. Number 6 is internet/cable. You're gonna have your choice between providers depending on where you live and if you're renting or not. So you will have some say in it, but maybe not if you're renting. But they're gonna try to sell you the bundle package, which I think is a complete crock. Why? Because most people that I know have actually cut the cord, so we really only need Wi-Fi. Now we do have a subscription to Hulu, but we cut the cord and we bought 2 Fire Sticks, one downstairs and one upstairs. And we just got the service that's just above basic. So it costs us roughly, I think, like $50 per month, but it's well worth it because everybody is staying home right now. We're all working from home, we're homeschooling, we're distance learning. Everything that we're doing is from home right now. So imagine all the bandwidth we burn up between my wife teaching, my oldest attending class online, and then me having to do my work online, uploading YouTube videos, the whole 9 yards. In fact, I had to get a Netgear extender to make sure that we boosted the Wi-Fi signal in the house. Probably one of the best investments that I ever made. It operates like a charm and we definitely need it. Last but not least, at number 7, we're gonna talk about entertainment. Now you would think that living in the entertainment capital of the world, that Angelinos get some type of discount. Wrong. We're talking about Los Angeles, man. But there's always something to do in LA, and that could be both a gift and a curse. What do I mean? You'll never run out of things to do, but at the same time, you may have way too much stuff to do. So you can go to a concert, you can go to a sporting event, you can go out to eat, you can go out to movies, all in the same day at the same complex. Think downtown Los Angeles. So that can cost you a pretty penny. But if you want to get adventuresome, you may start hopping around from different city to city, from downtown to Culver City to Eagle Rock to Beverly Hills to the Mid-Wilshire area, all to explore some different things in terms of foods and nightlife and all that kind of stuff. Now, that can cost you a pretty penny because you may have to pay to park at each one of these places, and all of that stuff can add up over time. So, is entertainment great here? It absolutely is. Is it expensive? It absolutely is. So because of COVID, most of everything we do is done as a family. So I think one of the last things we did was we went to Jurassic Quest last week. It's a drive-through dinosaur park. Think Jurassic Park, just without all the dinosaurs running around chasing you and all that kind of stuff. But it was a great experience for the kids. Now, if mom and me want to get some mommy and daddy time, we have to wait till the kids go to sleep. Get your mind out of the gutter. I meant things like date night, just chilling and maybe having a candlelight dessert while we're at home. But we're definitely looking forward to the day where everything opens back up and we can kind of just go back out, have our date nights and not have to worry about a lot of different things like that. So as you can see, living in LA can be pricey, depending on where you live, where you shop, and what you decide to do. If you're gonna operate on a budget, it's feasible. If you wanna live in Beverly Hills, you're gonna pay. But there are some affordable options that are out there for you. LA can be an expensive place, but I think a lot of times people see it on the news that LA is expensive to live here. You get a lot of people who are leaving California because things like high taxes and stuff like that. But it's not that bad for everybody that's here. Now, if you're a minimum wage employee, you're probably gonna struggle just a little bit unless you find a second and or third job, side hustles or roommates and things of that nature. So I'm hoping that they do raise the minimum wage just so minimum wage employees can get some financial restitution and support, because they obviously need it living in a place that's as expensive as it is in LA. So if you're thinking about moving to Los Angeles and you're looking to purchase a home, you probably wanna watch this video I did right here.